Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J live from the den. Legacy Internet Radio. For anybody who wants to be down with the discussion tonight, call us 804-402-2893. Now, I'm going to need everybody in the room jump in here for a second. But before I do that, I want to say peace to our sister. She just walked in the door. It's the First Lady Legacy Internet Radio comedian that's listening. Peace up in this joint. What's up, sis?
Legacy Internet Radio. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J family crew. It's a packed house.
Yeah.
First of all, everybody who's listening should be jealous because I'm like surrounded by beauty and, for real. So you need to get some kind of televised jank so they can see us when
we need a webcam. That's the man right there we need to be talking to.
Mr. LP. We need to get on that because the beautiful faces that's in here, people are really getting robbed. But that's okay. I'll soak it all in for right now for everybody else. But I'm so happy to see everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here. And I can't wait till Archie gets back because I'm telling you, I'm going in on him. I'm breaking all of this up in a second. Just wait. But, yeah, thanks for having me.
You're going to break it up, of course. Hashtag with Marcus J. Now, I do want to ask if anybody knows. I just dropped a WIZ song on everybody. Did y'all hear it?
I heard it.
Did you catch the WIZ song?
I was like, are we talking about that?
Yeah, man. Hey, let's take a minute and talk about the WIZ. Did anybody watch the WIZ? Yeah, you watched the WIZ? Let's see. Ashley, did everybody watch the WIZ? Yes. Mr. LP, did you?
I love the WIZ. I'm disappointed in the numbers, but I love the WIZ.
All right. Well, tell us about that. You and I went back and forth really quickly. Tell me your thoughts on the numbers and why 11 million people who were watching the WIZ, which was a high enough number for them to replay it, was not good enough for you.
It's not good enough for me because I think it takes we missed the opportunity to show our youth and others that stage was one of the first things for our Black and other minority cultures out there to get out there besides TV and movies. And it's one of those original art forms, and we should take the opportunity to showcase our history and rich culture and where we come from.
Ashley, what do you think about what your co-host just said?
I think it's preposterous. I'm sorry. I mean, everybody thinks that 11.5 million views was a total success, so much so that they did an encore of the broadcast. So if you didn't see it the first time, you could see it the second time. And to do an encore on broadcast television, especially in the age of Hulu and Netflix and direct, what they call it, on demand, is a pretty big deal. So I think it was a great viewing. I was a little interested in all of the white people on Twitter, on white Twitter, who was upset that there were no white people in the cast.
I saw one,
I did see one. I saw
several.
I thought that, hey, there is quite a bit of ignorance about the WIZ.
Yeah, white folk, y'all need to get over yourself because the WIZ was a stage play 40 years ago for black folk. It's called the WIZ because it's different than the Wizard of Oz.
The Wizard of Oz is the white version, unfortunately, but otherwise, I mean, all numbers and prove that this was a very successful showing.
I think also we have to consider the fact that people don't watch TV in the numbers that they used to watch in previous generations and previous decades. And anytime you have, 10, 20 million people watching in 2015, 16, Dee, that's a big deal. What's your thoughts?
I've never seen the play, but I saw the original WIZ, the movie. Comparing it to the new one, I wasn't impressed. I watched it all the way through just because I wanted to see, but I'll take the original WIZ any day.
Nah, I can dig
any day.
Nah, I can dig it. Danielle, you watched the WIZ? What do you think?
Oh, I sure did. I wanted to make it a point. That's one of my all-time favorite movies, number one. So, yeah, I wanted to see what they were going to bring it. And I think they did, in my opinion, I think they did a good job. I mean, with it being live and everything, they didn't screw up not once. I think their performances were good. And for them to, up it and make it more, modern for this age to appeal to the new audience because to suck them all in and that's good for them because now obviously it did some type of impact because they want to replay it again. So I think that says a lot. And like you say, just for this day and age and everything, you know, that speaks volumes to me.
Right.
You know, and yeah, like I really hate the fact that a lot of these white folks out here said, you know, oh, where are all the white folks and all that. But like you said, that is the Wiz. That's totally different than the Wizard of Oz.
Right.
You know, is the black version. And the only reason why we have the Wiz is because there wasn't any black people in the Wizard of Oz back in the day, and we had to come out with our own version, and that was just to represent us and where we came from in a whole nother light.
Right.
So I mean, they need to educate themselves, go research it, find out what it is, and then you can understand where it came from.
Right.
That's an interesting dichotomy, because you said we want to educate the white people on the things of fans, but we're refusing to educate our children of our history. Where I tell them, but we're not willing to educate ourselves. I never said that it is not a success. It's a wonderful success. But my issue is that I call BS because we have all these other shows that we show up in numbers and in droves, way more, 2 or 3 times over. They only even got barely 500,000 on DVR. And I'm thinking that when everything's a numbers game, when you have more of that, then now think of all the other black plays and other minority plays that were out there that we never got a chance to see. And now they will actually put more of it on there and enrich our culture. That's why I said that was a fail on that aspect.
I understand your point, Stephen, but I think the piece that you miss is that some folks just didn't want to watch The Wiz. It's that simple. Some folks just didn't want to watch it. And for those folks who know the history, because your statement assumes that they don't. So for those folks who know the history and choose not to watch The Wiz, it's okay. I know.
I did not watch it.
Say again.
I did not watch.
There you go. You know, I know plenty of people who know the history inside and out. In some cases, better than you and I, who have no interest in The Wiz. It's a silly story. It's a silly story that I grew up with, and I enjoy it, me personally. But it is a pretty silly story, and some folks, the silly. I got you on the culture, but you know it's a silly story, and some folks just ain't into it, and so that's the reason why they may not have watched it. But I don't think that we should say that it wasn't a success because of other shows that have had more viewers. One of the shows that you had referenced is some of the reality shows. We ain't got to call them out by name because we're not going to take any more time on this, but. You know, when you have 5 million people watching one of those said reality shows and almost 12 million watching this, I don't think that they should be compared to each other, especially when it's been so successful that they're re-airing it, and you know they're going to add that number to it, and hopefully that'll satisfy your opinion of it. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Live from the Den. Legacy Internet Radio. We're talking to our sister Danielle and our brother Archie about multiple sclerosis. In the previous segment, we talked a lot about the symptoms, and we talked about their personal stories about how they found out that they were living with multiple sclerosis. But what I want to talk now, Danielle and Archie, I want you to jump in here first. Let's talk a little bit about treatment. You know, you mentioned that it's something that you've been living with since 1994. We're almost in 2016, 22 years almost that you've been living with it. Tell me a little bit about the treatment that you were receiving then versus now. Is it the same? Is it similar? Is it different?
Well, my treatment that I was receiving in the beginning was basically a shot I was taking. But I take a pill daily that's called Gilenia. It's a pill that I take each morning. And at first I was on a shot that I was injecting myself with a shot, to cyber shot that I was injecting myself every day. And it had me, you know, feeling like flu-like symptoms. And I stopped that. The doctor stopped me from taking that shot and put me on the pill. But for about 10 years I wasn't on any types of medication at all.
10 years, no medication?
Yeah, no medication.
Was that the first 10 years or 10 years in the middle?
Yeah, the first 10 years. Yeah.
Is there any reason you can share why you didn't have any medication at all?
Well,
was it a you thing?
Yeah, it was basically me and my doctors. I wasn't having any side effects like I do now as far as my walking, and it was progressing.
Okay.
You know, so the doctors didn't feel as though I needed to be on any type of medication.
Right.
At first, but that's one reason to talk about the MS is because a lot of people get it and they think that that's the end of the world for them, but it's not.
Right.
You know, it like I constantly say, I have it, it doesn't have me. You know.
Danielle, treatment. You've had it for almost you've been living with it for almost 3 years. Has your treatment been the same now as it was when you first found out?
No, actually, when they first diagnosed me, I was self-injecting with I was taking injections called Rebif, and I took that 3 times a week. And that day I took for a year and a half, and I actually, with that, they took me off of it after a year and a half because I had another flare-up on that. And when I did another MRI, they found 3 new lesions on my brain. So my doctor went ahead and took me off of that, and now it's been a year and a month that I've been taking to Sabri now. That is an infusion I take once a month. And so far, I've been all right on that. I prefer that a lot better because I can't stand shots. I can't stand them. But I'd rather sit there for 2 hours with an infusion, and I can just chill, take a nap,
What
or
is
whatever.
an infusion? Explain that.
You know, I get to sit in. I go to an infusion center, and I actually go to the hospital to do mine. And I sit there in a nice, comfortable chair, and they hook me up, put a IV line.
Is it like when you go for the chemo?
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
okay.
just like that. And I just sit there, and they run the medicine through my vein.
How long is the session?
It's 2 hours. Yeah, 2 hours. I sit there. 1 hour. The last hour, they monitor you to make sure that you're all right. So after that, you know, I'll leave and go home. And, you know, I'll sit there on my iPad or something, you know, to entertain myself if I don't fall asleep. Most of the time I fall asleep because...
Is it draining? Like, you know, a lot of people when they do their chemo therapy sessions that way, they're just like, you know, I'm so tired.
Yeah, I do. I fall asleep all the time. You know, I sit there try to watch a movie or play a game. I sleep. But see, I sleep all the time because unlike Archie, like he can't sleep. I sleep all the time.
I've heard that too.
So yeah, I'm constantly asleep all the time.
Okay.
If I'm in the car, I'm like, oh, talking. The next thing you know, I'm over there knocked out. Like I'm just totally drugged all the time or something. I'm just gone. But But yeah, I've been doing that for a year and a month so far. So when
you still work?
Yeah, I've been a lot better on it. I haven't had any more flare-ups so far. But when I had my last MRI, I just did that last month. So they found one little lesion that was small, and then another one that seems to be healing. So he's going to go ahead and keep me on that. So that's what I've been doing for my treatment for MS so far.
Okay. How often do you take this treatment?
That treatment, the infusion is just once a month. Yeah. Yeah, but they have other types of medications for MS out there. You know, injections, pills, and infusions. I think that's it, right, Archie? Just those, yeah.
That's all that I know of.
I tell you what I'm fascinated by, Archie. Maybe it's my ignorance about multiple sclerosis, but to think that you were able to go 10 years without having any medication, any treatment or anything, is that, gosh, I was going to say, is that normal? But then I learned from talking to you guys that there is no normal. So I guess I'll change the words. Is that customary? I mean, do people...
Well, I always say to people that no one will know that I have MS until I get up and walk, or I tell them I have MS. If I'm just sitting like we're sitting now, I'm just a normal guy.
Right.
Until I get up and something wrong with them.
Right.
But as far as the medication, there are a lot of people that they don't even take medication, period.
Right.
Some people go without taking medication.
And that's customary.
Yeah, so, I mean, some people feel that the medication, and see, it's one thing that people, they have the wrong idea of the medication. The medication will not stop the MS, because MS is here to say we're going to always have MS until there's a cure. There's no cure as of right now for MS. So we're always going to have this. The medication is to stop the flare-ups, to minimize the flare-ups, for us to go to the hospital and which thankfully, I've only had like 3 or 4 flare-ups in the 21 years.
Wow.
What constitutes a flare-up?
Well, flip. I mean, for me, my mouth twists and my eyes cross, and my mouth, like I said, my mouth twists to the side.
Okay.
I haven't had that.
To someone like me who doesn't know much about it, will it look like a seizure, or would it look like
That's
like
exactly
a
what it
stroke?
will look like at first, until you get tested. I mean, you would definitely know if somebody's having a flare. I mean, because the attitudes could change. I mean, or like I said, the eyes crossing and the mouth twisting, you would think something is wrong. You know.
So if you have a flare up, or if somebody with MS has a flare up, what should the family and friends do for you in that time? Do we, some people have seizures, they say put a spoon in their mouth, or do we give you an aspirin, or do we just call 911? Like, what exactly do we do?
Call 911. Because as far as I know, there's nothing that anyone can do for someone with MS and they're having a flare.
And the flare-ups are different, right? Everybody's
Right.
not having the same.
Yeah.
I've got 2 friends, and one, shout out Camille Patton if you're listening, line dance king. I would have never known, just going to the different events that he has for MS. I would have never known.
Yeah.
And I have another friend that I used to work with. She, it's visible with her. She does have like some physical limitations, but she still works. It's like you said. She says she manages it. She's got kids, and it's just crazy. It's
See,
crazy.
I don't work. I haven't worked in like 10 years.
Really? Yeah, she works, and when I'll see her sometimes crossing the street, I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing? Would you stay still?"
I was going to ask you about that, Archie. Were you able to work? If you don't mind me asking, what was your trade? You don't have to tell me who you worked for, but what was your trade?
Well, I did group home. Had a group home called Professional Services.
That's
and
why your name sounds familiar.
that just was unable to continue with that.
Right.
Because like I said, I wasn't always limping, and a lot of the kids that didn't know me.
Try to test you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And they thought that they were going to be able to do that, and that wasn't.
Yeah, you can't let that go. No, you can't let
Yeah,
that
you're
fly.
you're a liability, sir.
Yeah,
In those group homes.
Yeah. I bet you knock one of them little jokers out one time, they'll know and whatnot. Don't try it. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial to be a part of the discussion. 804-402-2893. You're listening to Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio. We're talking about multiple sclerosis. We talked about a lot of things. One thing that we want to kind of transition is support. Tell me a little bit, Danielle, about your support system. I mean, we talked earlier. You showed me the packet, so I won't get too much into it. I want you to tell me about the support and wherever you want to go with that.
Okay. Well, I depend a lot on my family, especially because there are days that I can't do things. I can't always drive. I do walk with a cane. There's some days I do have to use a wheelchair just to get around because I just can't function or walk long distances. So my family, like I can't even like wash my hair or clip my fingernails and things like that. I need to depend on family, friends. I do support groups. I do participate in websites and things like that, or discussions, and I try to stay as active as I can to keep myself involved and keep myself motivated and positive, because depression, anxiety, all that stuff creeps in, and just you don't want nothing to bring you down, so I just keep myself positive as much as possible. And I also the websites, and I participate in physical therapy. I do talk to my doctors a lot and stuff, and they don't mind me talking and things like that. I'm a talker too, and just like Archie said, it's hard, when you're trying to talk and you can't, and you just, your mind just go blank. Like right now is a good day, right, for me. You caught me this weekend, you were out of luck, but today is a good day. So, it's good to have that support system. And some people, you might be scared to talk or to find support, but it's a good thing. I mean, if you know someone with MS or people who have MS, I mean, try to encourage them. And I do know some people who don't get involved in things, and they sit there and they just, in their house surrounded by nothing, and just, I don't do this, I don't do that, and they humming and humming, it's like, get out. And, once some of them do, then they seem like a new person. So, encourage them to get involved, or at least do, sites or something, and just get involved and get motivated and change yourself a little bit.
Right. What about you, Archie? Support?
I really don't have any, any type of programs that I deal with other than I talk to Danielle. We talk sometimes on the phone. Other than, I don't go to any meetings or anything. I'm a homebody. I sit in one spot all day long and watch TV all day,
and chill out.
Which is not good. I used to go to therapy, and it kind of stopped me from going to therapy. Once my therapist told me if I had come to her, if I had come earlier of finding out I have MS, it wouldn't have been as bad as it is now, and that kind of stopped me.
Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J live from the Den Legacy Internet Radio. We got a call on the live line. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Cookie.
Hey, Cookie, how you doing?
I'm good.
Cookie, is good to hear you on Ain't No Half Stepping with Marcus J. What you want to get in on?
I'm one of Archie's friends, and I also have MS,
Okay.
and we are each other's support group.
Can you turn your radio down just a little bit? Turn your radio down a little bit?
Yeah. I also have MS, and I was diagnosed in 2003.
Okay.
And I'm one of the blessed ones and the most fortunate ones because I'm able to walk, I'm able to work, and I'm able to drive. And I'm listening to Danielle, and I'm listening to Archie, and I'm listening and knowing that how blessed I am to be able to do the things that they aren't able to do. Especially Danielle when she said that she's unable to so much as wash her hair, and I do hair all day. So I just wanted Danielle and Archie to know that every day that I get up, I walk. Every day I get up and work, and I'm working for them, and I'm walking for them.
Cookie, that's sweet. That's awesome. Thank you.
And tell Archie he's supposed to read my stuff,
He
too.
can hear you. He can hear you.
Looking at it now.
Let me defend him real quick because he's showing it. He's showing it to me. He's showing it to me. So don't be mad at him.
He's supposed to be reading my stuff. I was supposed to be there, but I'm at work tonight.
Yeah, he just showed it to me. Don't be too mad at him.
If you tell him I'm gonna get him.
He can hear you. He's sitting there grinning. he hears you.
But thank you, Archie, for bringing awareness, and thank you, Danielle. You know I wish I could be there with you guys, and I love you, and I hope one day, Danielle, I get to meet you too.
Me too. I would like to meet you.
Yeah. All right. Good night, you all.
All right, Cookie.
All right,
Thank you for calling
hey.
us, Cookie. Ain't no half stepping with Marcus J. Archie, you in trouble, brother.
He said.
Please say something.
He trying to show me. I'm like trying to do. I was like, don't you throw me in the middle of that?
Marcus, can I please say something?
Absolutely.
Because,
Absolutely.
oh yeah, I'm about to dig
You
into
gonna get
you.
him? Uh-oh.
First of all, Cookie Beauty, again, thank you so much for calling in. Danielle, I am so loved with you. It's just ridiculous. Archie, let me tell you all how comedianess Lissa P knows Archie, and I feel like I have to close my eyes and humble myself down. If some people are on my Facebook or whatever, I wear a short haircut. So I go, of course, to the barbershop to get my hair cut or what have you. And the barber that I know, I've been knowing him since I was 15, and I'm only like 4 years older than that right now. So I've been going to him for a little while. And
Me too.
when I tell you, I have known Archie for probably that long. Him coming into the barbershop, when I tell you this man cracks on everybody, when I tell you making fun of people, if you all go on his Facebook page, he is putting pictures up of people from high school that they don't know nothing about. He's talking about them, he's dogging them. And I say all that to say that I can be a witness to say, no, MS does not have him. Because if it did, I mean, even when he can't talk, he'll do something with a hand, with a leg, or with a cane to tell you what he needs to tell you, whether he hurts your feelings and then hugs you later to make you feel better. So, again, for everybody who's listening, I'm so excited to be here tonight, really, for them to bring awareness, because I heard the pause for,
Right.
The silence.
Right.
And I don't know if you put it out there, but I would like to, because I feel that Joy was definitely a part of Legacy Internet Radio And I feel like I didn't even know, honestly, if I could do the show. I told Marcus, when Archie had said something about it, and I told Marcus, I said, so let me let you know right now, you're doing that show by yourself. I will not be there because I won't be able to handle it. But then I said, no, suck it up, seriously, because what you all are saying are things that we complain about every day. Like, we complain about getting up for work just to have to go to work, or, just the little things. And it humbles me so much to be like, for real, I'm sorry, ain't no high seven Marcus today, but bitch, please, shut up. For real, do something different. Crack a smile, sell a cookie.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
So, really, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart, really, because you're making me, for real, act like a grown-up. And I appreciate it, so thank you. And Archie, like I said, you are not innocent. So, yes, please bring awareness, but let them know that you are not innocent. And read Cookie's message, please.
Yes, please.
Thank you, please. Go ahead. You can give it to Marcus.
What's that
I
now?
was just showing her a picture that I have of Joy that she was talking about.
Oh, yeah. Our sister.
So,
our sister.
I appreciate that moment of silence because, I respect you and I love her. And just like I love you, Archie, but you get on my nerves. I expect the Christmas gift.
She's our number one fan, and she never missed a show. And
never.
She always made sure that when she was listening, she let us know.
Yep.
That she was listening, and if I said something stupid, she let me know that I said something stupid.
Oh, without a doubt.
But if I said something great, she let me know that too.
Yes.
And so we love her, and we best say, ain't no how stepping with Marcus J. live from the Den Legacy in that radio. Archie, you got in trouble there a minute ago with our sister Miss Cookie and whatnot. She was giving some comments. I don't know if there's anything that you want to read that she sent. If you want to, that's fine. If not, that's cool as well. Why?
Yeah, Archie, you said you didn't have a support system, and she said, I am your support system. So you messed up big time.
Well, I do talk to Cookie and Danielle quite often. I call and talk to them, but as far as going to some of the things that I have gone to with Danielle,
He has.
I have gone to some of the things. But
have you met these sisters through having MS, or did you know them outside of it?
It's funny because everybody I knew, I used to work with Danielle.
Okay.
We never knew that we had MS together. I didn't know she had MS and she didn't know I had MS. I worked with the Joy, never knew that she had MS and I had MS. And Cookie I've been knowing for a while, didn't know she had MS.
Right.
So none of the females that I know with MS now I knew prior to meeting them that they had MS.
So your village was right there building
Right
around
there.
you. You didn't even know. That's that's powerful. That's real powerful. 804-402-2893 is the number to dial. You're listening to Ain't No Half Steppin' with Marcus J. We're live from the Den of Legacy Internet Radio. We're thanking everybody who's been listening to us on TuneIn, on Streamer. Shout out to those folks right now that are listening to the replays on YouTube and on iTunes, because y'all kick it with us every single week. It's why we come up in this joint and do this show. In closing, I want to give you guys an opportunity to kind of tell us if there's any final things that you feel as though we may have missed that you want to make sure you get out. You guys are going to hang out with us throughout the show, so if something comes up later on, by all means, jump in there and tell us. But while we're specifically discussing multiple sclerosis, any final words, Danielle, anything that's in your spirit you want to make sure that you get out that you don't think you did?
Well, it was brought to my attention that we didn't give the definition of MS.
Okay.
So I'm going to say the definition of MS is, my definition I have here is a chronic autoimmune disease that eats away at the protective covering of the nerve cells in your brain and spinal cord that form lesions in its place.
Wow.
So that's like in a nutshell, best way to
to define
make
it.
sense. Yeah, I think. And a very good organization, and I've actually communicated through them and gotten things through them. Also, the National MS Society, NMSS, that in their chapters in all 50 states, and that's They have that's nationalmssociety.org if anybody wants to go and support, to donate or participate. You can go to their website. They have events and things, or donations you can make, and also MSAA. I also and that's .org also, and they have a lot of things that go on there too. And if you know anyone who wants to donate through them, also I've gotten things through them also. And anyone who has MS, you can. They also offer cooling packs and everything. Like when you have MS, you do have issues with getting overheated and all, and they offer cooling packs to help you cool down in the summer times and everything, and you can get a free pack through them. And they also help with your MRIs. So if you're having trouble paying for MRIs, they also help with that too. They also help with, they're a good support system also, and I've gone to them plenty of times too for help and all. So and there are also various other websites out there. They have WebMD and the MS Foundation also. So those are places that you can go and donate. It'd be nice for people to donate so we can try to find, a cure, to try to, to get closer to something.
Right. Archie, any?
Well, there's one thing that I would like to say as far as disabled place cards. There are a lot of people who park in handicapped places that aren't supposed to.
Tell them.
Yes.
There are a lot of people, such as myself. I have something like a credit card, and I can place it on my dashboard. But I don't use the place card that goes around the mirror that you hang up on the mirror, and people give me the crooked eye, like this person's not disabled. I choose not to use that, but there are people with the place cards that are like credit cards, like myself. So, just be aware of those people. Don't assume that the person isn't handicapped and isn't supposed to be parked there.
See what I'm saying? You had to bring all that up. You couldn't just say you don't use the blue tag with the man in it. Come on, man. You had to say you got a credit card for your dashboard. Everybody ain't up there with you.
Listen,
Archie.
I'm sorry. If
Smooth
you don't walk out of that car with a cane,
Come on,
I'm gonna have
man.
issues. I'm calling you the license plate in. I'll do it.
You gonna put your card in the dash.
So don't walk around, on that good day of yours, like I ain't gonna use my cane. You gonna get busted. Busted. Watch. Calling them in.
Ain't no half-step on Marcus J. Well, Archie, Danielle, I appreciate you guys being here. We're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to introduce someone that just walked in. And we're going to move on and get some fun in. If some stuff comes up, we'll continue to go back and we'll talk about it some more. But we're going to jump in and have some fun. You want to have some fun, Archie? You seem like a guy that likes to have fun and whatnot. Danielle, you as well. You want to have some fun?
Yes.
Ain't no half-step on Marcus J. Live from the Den, Legacy Internet Radio. We're going to take a break. And we're going to come back and we're going to talk about some more stuff. Be back in a few.
More fun.
Tired of wearing that same old raggedy T-shirt to group events, civic, and work situations? Then why don't you check out our folks, Live Action Captions. They offer T-shirt service